So this is working. Oh my goodness. Hi. I figured it's a good day to say hi to internet land here on my birthday here in Guatemala. Maybe talk a little bit about how I got here to Guatemala. I was born and raised in outside of Vancouver, Canada, in Surrey, little tiny municipality. It's one of those things. And for the first three school years, first through third grade, I went to a little two-room schoolhouse even. And I went to the big kids school, which whatever goes between elementary and senior high school, to Prince Charles Elementary. Then at 10 years old, we moved to Las Vegas, Nevada. Holy crap. Talk about culture shock. Well, I lived there for 30 years, had my daughter, had my career, my education, my life skills. Left home at 16. Before I was 17 years old, I had my own apartment because I lied about my age. And turns out the people renting the apartments didn't care at all as long as I paid rent, because about a year or so later, not even, they took off with all the rent money. So anyway, that was fun. Only kid in high school with their own apartment. Needless to say, we didn't spend a lot of time at school. Well, we did make the best of our high school years. It was a lot of fun. And then just around 40 years old, I moved to, I call it Bumfuck, Iowa. It was lovely, though. Lovely little town, about 2.5 hours east of Omaha, in southwest Iowa. About 1,000 people there. It was actually lovely. I did enjoy it for most of it. This was also a time where my back issues just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And it was there where the doctor got me into Iowa hospitals and clinics, and where I got diagnosed with a spinal cord injury, a neurological disorder that I've had since birth. And that was good. That was good because, there was nothing that they could do to ease my pain and discomfort. I still have it. It's not like it used to be. I do a lot of proper things to take care of that. I am disabled, though, or multi-abled, actually, because at the time of the diagnosis, in 2010, I'd had some really serious health issues prior, stemming from a car accident in 2007. Actually, 2007, 2006, I almost lost my right leg because of a MRSA infection from a spider bite. Then in 2007, I rolled my truck. Amazing that I came out of that one. Rolled it on Dead Man's Curve, and it was a Ford Explorer, and the only area that had the roof, the only part that had even where somebody could sit was where I was sitting. If anybody else was in that car, that would have been the end of them probably. Anyway, I came out of that, but I tore, my ACL got shredded. So, and then I also got a really bad hernia where I had surgery years earlier. Created another massive hernia, which for that I had to go for an emergency surgery to Council Bluffs. Anyway, so that was pretty rough. But then 2010, and also in 2008, I had to have my ACL replaced. So I have a cadaver ACL in my right leg, and it keeps me upright as much as possible. The diagnosis or whatever, which basically means two people, was it's a disorder, neurological disorder. The upper neurons don't communicate properly through this. That's a spinal cord injury. Thus, I have legitimate disability. Blah blah blah. Anyway, was told, hey, especially after I took a nasty fall late in 2010. They're like, "Ooh, here's a wheelchair," and no, that wheelchair didn't work very well. It was like really restricting, and it was like that was a time for me to get up and get moving. I was in Ames, Iowa at the time, and being around those young people, I really just learned about energy and how we're all one, and really putting that into to daily um, observation. And I did realize when I was hanging out with these young college students, I physically felt better. I had more energy, I had more determination, and I do believe that was pivotal in me not choosing to sit in a wheelchair the rest of my life. But instead, you know, I can do it. I can do it. Because those college kids, they came from all over the world, and, you know, they did have that determination. Like, yeah, I'm in college, I'm going to do this. And I did. I picked up on that. Energy exchange. You know, I was sharing with them these crazy things that I was experiencing, and you know, they were telling me how they were going to be engineers, and a lot of them were going back to their countries, you know, to save their country, or, you know, to be better citizens, etc. Again, they were from all over the world: the Middle East, Asia, Australia, England. Yeah, God, it was so cool. I love it. When I got my disability, I went on vacation to Hawaii to see my friends in Maui. And by the third day, I was convinced I was going to move there. And I did 6 months later. So I lived in Maui for 6 months or 3 years, which it was a challenge. It's not cheap there. And but I made it work. Then I got an awesome opportunity to go live at the Mother Moon pagan monastery and herb farm, which talk about a really awesome experience, being in this total place of love and light and expansion and people understanding where you're coming from and stuff, you know, learning tarot and learning astrology and numerology and how all that stuff really does impact us, or influence. I don't want to say impact, influence. There's influences there. Still smoking cigarettes, but that too shall end. I'm pretty confident about that. Anyway, so to the monastery and herb farm for 4 months, I believe, and then my daughter and grandchildren had moved to Colorado, and I thought, it would be really cool to go hang out with them for a while. So I hung out with them for a while, about a year and a half. They had a great home. There was an apartment downstairs for me and the house upstairs for them. It was a really cool setup. Then in December 2015, I came on this vacation. It was only supposed to be like for a month. We were going to see Belize, Guatemala, and maybe El Salvador or Honduras. I still have not made it to Honduras, Nicaragua, or El Salvador. It's not a visa run. It's the same visa as Guatemala. So Mexico and South America, the places that I went. We found in 2016, found airline tickets to Lima, Peru from Mexico City for $185. So that was like, ooh, okay, we're going to do this. And my friend and I did that for 7 months. 5 months in Peru. I spent, I don't know, a week or so in La Paz area of Bolivia. We went back to the Sacred Valley, Pisa, there twice. Even did Machu Picchu, which Machu Picchu isn't the challenge itself. It's the logistics of getting there was a big challenge and lots of money. I can see why a lot of the young people are still walking that Aztec trail, because the train fare was ridiculous. But, you know, hey, they got to do something. Anyway, it was a great time. Then I came back here. Fortunately, my German friend passed away after that trip. We were supposed to go 2 years ago. I think we planned on going to Southeast Asia for the winter, but that didn't happen. And now I've pretty much taken that off my list because it is a challenge for me to get around, and these crowded trains and stuff like that. And like I said, I walk with 2 canes. I have no free hands. So it's off my list. Central and South America, they're awesome. I can do those easy enough. It's still a challenge, but I can handle a challenge. So here I am sitting in San Pedro, where I have been now for a year, except for occasional jaunts Went to the U.S. last year to see my family and just came back from Acapulco in Mexico, Mexico. That was interesting in and of itself. Unfortunately, I had all these grandiose perceptions of people I was going to meet, being awake and being, tuned in and stuff. And no, that was not always the case. Of course, I met a handful of them. And, but for the most part, the system of things is still really deeply ingrained into people. And I saw that in the push for this cryptocurrency, which I don't believe is the answer to anything, because I believe that is just one step closer to this, one world government, one currency, blah, 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 blah. I was almost surprised they didn't have people getting chipped, But, once the internet goes down, or if that happens, or the power goes down, and all your money is tied up in crypto, what you going to do? There's no other way to to access that. So that was like, not a great disappointment, but just seeing that, there's still a long ways to go. Still a long ways to go before anarchy can be achieved at a grand scale. There's some cities, or I don't even call them cities, in Mexico that are. And the term that they're using is voluntarious, because I don't believe a true anarchical system can be achieved within the structure of politics and countries and states and cities is the way it is now. They're starting. So it's it's on the go. It's good. Then some of the people that I saw, just for example, I have to say that Mark Passio, by far, presented one of the most impactful speeches, lectures, workshops. He did an awesome workshop, which I did not attend. He returned the day I got there. So, darn it, Mom's calling. It's my birthday. I will have to end this now, and I'll get back on this love and light. Well, hi there. Hello? Mom? Mommy? I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Mommy. I know you're there. Shit. Damn it. No? Mom, can you hear me? Yeah, okay. Here, I'll do this. I maybe don't have. Hi. I don't know. I couldn't hear you at all on the phone.
I just dialed your number.
I know, and I answered, but I couldn't hear you.
I didn't answer at all. I just know.
You called me on my phone. You called me on my Guatemala line.
Yeah, and there I didn't hear anything, so I went on to the WhatsApp.
Right, and that's what I did. I went right to WhatsApp and called you because, yeah, because I don't know why. Again,
Happy birthday.
Why, thank you very much.
What are you doing? Are you having a good day?
Yeah, I'm very non-eventful. I sent some laundry downstairs, just finishing cleaning up a little bit. And yeah, I think I'm going out to dinner with some friends later on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's cloudy. It's practicing.
Yes.
Huh?
Is it cloudy?
Yes, it's cloudy. It was cloudy yesterday, too. Again, something that I haven't seen in months.
And I'm telling you, it's cold here.
Well, it's not cold here. I know, I've seen that.
Cold here, we
I know. I saw that. Like, way lots of snow almost, right?
We had it twice or three, actually three
I was
times.
gonna say, because Linda lives out there in Summerland, and she was saying, "Oh my God, the snow! I dread going to work tomorrow." She said, halfway to work, it was like regular Vegas, no snow, no nothing.
Oh, that's not so weird. So,
No. But where the first day when they got snow, it was only in Summerland because by the time she got halfway to work, there was no sign of snow. And then now twice again, you've got it. That's cool. That just means that. Oh, where'd you go? Oh, okay. Here we are. Yep. Just a little glitch in the giddy up. Let me see if I put the Wi-Fi on, if that gets it better. I'm on my data right now. All right. You there? Mom? Mom? Are you there now? Mommy? Mom? Shit, it's reconnecting. Okay. Okay, Mom? Mom? Shit. Okay. Mom, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah, it kept reconnecting, so I turned it anyway. Yeah. So yeah, I see that you guys are having that cold.
Are you home now?
I'm at my house. Yes, I'm sitting out here looking over the lake, waiting for the rain to come. I swear it's going to rain.
Oh, no, we're not going to have any rain. But it's still, this morning it was cold because we have that northerly wind.
Oh, yeah.
It makes it even colder,
Right.
So anyway, didn't you go to Acapulco?
Yes, I did. I had a blast.
Oh, was it good?
Oh, it was. It was.
Okay. And how long were you there?
5 days.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I wasn't sure if you were back already or whatever,
I came back Saturday. Well, I went 2 weeks because I landed up renting out my apartment. So I was just going to go to Oaxaca for a few days, but because he was staying longer, I stayed for 2 weeks right on the beach, $24 a night. In a rich place.
In Acapulco?
No, Zippolita, the next state down.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I went to Oaxaca, the city, and did a nice tour. There was a few things that I wanted to see in that part of the country, and I got to see it all on one tour. I was like, oh shit, we were having lunch. And one of the things that Oaxaca is famous for is the mole, all these different moles, and which is a nice, spicy, not hot spicy, but a flavorful sauce. They like their sauces, which I love. And I got to try 4 of them at this lunch. And I was like, shit, I had already a ticket the next day to go to Zippolita, but it's like a 10-hour bus ride through the mountains. And I was told that the scenery is about the same as I'm looking at. So I went, after the tour, I went to the bus station and said, can I get a bus ticket for tonight? It would leave in like 2 hours, and that gave me plenty of time. And they're like, oh yeah, here. It did cost more because I bought an offer. I bought a special, but it cost me like $10 more to go at night. So I did that, and I was there the next morning as the sun was rising and the moon was setting on the beach.
Oh, wow.
And a good friend of mine, Miss Polly, who I call her the crop circles lady. She's from England, and I met her here three years ago, and we became good friends. And she's there right now with her daughter, and so that was really super awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we went.
Well,
yeah, it was wonderful. I got my tan back. I'm no longer looking white. I'm blend in better with the locals now. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I hope it warms up for you. I know that cold is kind of bothersome.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. This year, that's the funniest weather we ever had. I cannot I cannot recall in my 46 years I'm here that we had weather like this.
Well, from what I understand, and this is, this is in the deep stuff here. There has been weather manipulation on the planet for about 25 years now. They're using specific satellites. They're using HARP, and there's like 20 HARPs around the country. So, but they use these satellites, HARPs. The HARP is the it's the ionospheric manipulation wave thing. What they do is they zap microwaves into the ionosphere, which is where weather and these phenomenons are created. And they're able to,
who does that?
The government, the military industrial complex, and the government and the big corporations.
Oh, okay.
The people that are not on the side of humanity, those people.
Yeah, we know them.
Yeah, like George Soros. And he's the pawn. There's people way higher than him, too, but he's the pawn. So anyway, I understand that George Soros.
He's a.
Yeah.
He should. I'm surprised nobody shot him yet.
Well, it's because he is the puppet. He is the puppet distracting attention away from those that really matter. Okay? They got to keep that kind of stuff. But anyway, so that their ability to affect weather has been taken away for the most part. So what's happening is that the ionosphere and everything is getting back into its natural cycle. And so that's going to create a few little incidents here before that all gets realigned.
Yeah, you should see the weather they have right now in the middle, in the other parts of America. My gosh, 100 miles an hour winds and all that.
Yep. That's realignment of the energies. And again, where the hell is the global warming now? This whole global warming thing, I still can't believe people are falling for that bullshit. Fucking idiots. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. But it's, again, it's a dualistic.
We have so many stupid people.
They're not stupid, Mother. They're willfully ignorant. They're so embedded into the programming that they have received. If they would actually change their mind, they would have to admit that they were mistaken. And that goes against most people's ego. Remember when I was coming out of that, when I was going to Psi, and I was like, holy crap, and I thought everybody was looking for change. I didn't realize people were like wanting to stay ignorant. And now it's willful. Now it's absolutely willful because, as you know, I do a lot of research. I spend a lot of time reading a lot of different stuff. And, what we've been told is not, nothing near the truth. Our world history has been our human history, along with the world history, has been so bastardized and so manipulated. It's no wonder people are in the state they are, but when you can see it, it makes it a little harder, and it makes, we're a little more, and I know that you don't mean anything harmful or anything mean to people, but it's like when you just see the rate of ignorance and stupidity coming out of so many, it's like, oh my God, just shoot me now.
They have no mind of their own.
They don't, Mom. They don't.
That's what I said.
It's so, anyway, I go around with people, but not, I used to be a real bitch. Well, I still am, but I'm much nicer at it now. And I'm much more forgiving because I realize, oh my God, this is what they're talking about, the duality. We have to have these kinds of correspondences because that's what's showing people what our potential as human beings is. We create the reality. As a matter of fact, I'm totally and completely responsible for the state of the world. We all have our part to play in this, So it's like, that's a part of me. I need to be more loving and accepting that, they're where they are because that's the way it's supposed to be. Then I look at the politics around the world. Holy crap, what are these people in Congress now? All of a sudden I see these really, again, I don't pay much attention, but I couldn't help but see this. Oh, there's this little girl. I call her a little girl. She doesn't look any older than my grandkids, but she's like 27. This Alexandria lady in the Congress now from New York or something. Anyway.
Do you mean that total stupid idiot there?
Well, there's three of them.
They have fun in there.
There's three of them.
Three of them. They're totally. They shouldn't be anywhere.
Right. Exactly, and that people are accepting this and
they're all put in by George or what his name is. He puts them in.
Yeah. Well, he's the fall guy. He's like but yeah, he answers to a higher power. But you're right. It's all this. Anyway, it's so fascinating to me now. It's like, oh my gosh. Okay. It just, again, when you look at natural law and stuff, it starts to make more sense.
Okay.
So anyway, well, thank you so much for calling. That was all. I did hear the phone this morning, but I wasn't getting up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I know you called it like 7.
My time, that should have been 9 your time.
No, it was like 7 something or 8 something. It was early. For me, that was early.
It was 9. No, it was about.
I'm only an hour ahead of you, Mom. I'm only an hour ahead of you. We don't change the clocks here. Nobody else does that.
So you're just an hour ahead?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But Trump is trying to change it.
I would hope so. It's the most retardedest thing ever.
Whatever he tries to do, anything, they step right on top of him.
That's all right. That's all part of the game, Mom. This is nothing more than a game. This is a game, and children are playing it. And I say children, even though they're adults, most people want to see enlightened adults. They don't want to be. That's too much work. This is not easy work. To look inside and deal with your demons and deal with, the aspects of your humanity that is not, bright and cheery. And I think that's why I do so well, because I'm like, oh, okay, that's just part of me, and I just have to accept it. And I can't tuck it behind me anymore because I've confronted it. I've come face to face with that, and it's, and that's I don't care what people think. I mean, I do, but I don't.
Yeah.
It's not going to make me or break me if someone says, Simone, you're an idiot. Well, to you, maybe I am. But to millions of others, I'm a breath of fresh air, So, anyway.
I sent you an email too?
Did you? Well, I haven't gotten that far.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, because I didn't know if I can get you by phone,
Mm-hmm.
I thought maybe if it depends where you are, I cannot get you.
Right. No,
so I sent you an email too. So
thank you. I'll find it. I'll get it when I get you and Elkie are the only ones that email me.
Oh, is that it?
Yep. Nobody else emails me. And Elkie, I can't even, she doesn't even have WhatsApp, and she's getting a new phone. Anyway. Yeah, told her, if you want to talk to me, man. And I did call her the other day because I did have some minutes when I bought my data. So I did call her the other day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Same shit, different day with her. Nothing moves.
Huh?
Same shit, different day with her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I love her nonetheless, but so, well, listen, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you so much for calling.
Okay. Happy birthday.
Well, thank you.
Gosh.
Thanks, Mommy. I love you.
I love you too. Okay.
Tell Melzy hello.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay.
Oh, he didn't Didn't he send you an email?
He might have.
You haven't looked yet.
I have. Yeah.
Yeah, he might have.
Okay. I know. I wished him a birthday on the 1st. All right, Mama. I love you.
I love you too. Bye-bye.
Okay. Ciao. All right. Aww. Thank you. Seven generations. Yes. Very good. Oh, thank you. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Ah. I'm just getting up. It's like 10:30, quarter to 11. I've only been up for about long enough to take a phone call and brush my teeth. I wanted to share with you where I spend the first little bit of my morning. It's a beautiful, idyllic little setting.
Now, I move here may not be quite this luxurious as far as the grounds, but we'll see. I've been looking at a few places. I am going to stay. Well, I'm not going to stay. I'm going to leave on the 3rd. I arrive in Montrose on the 4th. And I'm thinking by June 3rd or July 3rd at the latest, I'm back here. I had a acupuncture session earlier this week, and just that little bit was pretty amazing. And talking with the gentleman, there's probably a way with some continued therapy here, which I can get for, compared to the United States, next to nothing. I think I might be able to reverse some of this mobility stuff. Not to mention, as many of you know, I understand this to be an inner thought pattern that is very deep-seated, revolving around financial insecurity. And I was thinking if I can live down here, my money goes a lot further and I'll actually be wealthy. So just having that switch might do the trick. I don't know. Plus some good meditation. As you can see, there's some really great spots here for that. This I know this trip has opened my eyes to a whole new kind of way, and I just being able to walk with, maybe even just one cane would be a benefit, and not that I get around just fine. It's slow. That's all. But to have that mobility back would be awesome. And like I said, $50, $60 for a acupuncture treatment, as opposed to $200 in the States. Yeah. Rent a place, $200-$300 includes everything. And again, I'm going to find someplace that's really pretty, I hope. And do this. There's lots of different modalities being practiced, so I may find something new. Stop healing treatments. So anyway, I made up my mind. I'm gonna stay, leave and come back, and that's not even 100% yet. That's not even 100% yet. I can figure out how to do a few things without having to go back. I might just do that too. But I think just because I have things I need to do and I don't want to put all my duties, so to speak, on Nicole, because she has enough. So, yeah, I'll probably be back and then leave here. I can invite you there in July 3rd. That's pretty incredible. Anyway, I love you all. I'm really thrilled with all the support I'm getting. I was tickled pink when I went to Mexico. Nobody heard from me. How many people were looking for me? Anyway, I'm fine. I'm doing just fine, and doing better, doing much better. All right, I love you all, and thanks so much, and I will talk to you again soon.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh my god. Wow. hasn't been worse. Good. Okay. The light. Light. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Is that snow? Damn it. Why won't it download? Damn it. What? Awesomeness. Nice. Nice. Ah. Wow. It's still there. Ah.
Asked me, when you going to start decorating the inside of your 1960 Volkswagen van, Jackie? Well, basically, it's Lover's 1960 Volkswagen van, so I have to do it really slow. But I've put a few items in, and I'll show you. We're going to car show. So we've got this old trunk, and then I started putting pillows in the back because of that old thing, you know, where it says, if this van is a rockin', don't bother knocking. I thought we would make it look kind of like a soiree. And then there's these little stools right here that are on either side. There's Lover's Raw vegan snacks for today. And so we'll have a little table and chairs to eat at.
One other thing I might want to say is that anti-Semitism has no place in the United States Congress. And Congressman Omar is terrible what she said. And I think she should either resign from Congress or she should certainly resign from the House Foreign Affairs Committee. What she said is so deep-seated in her heart that her lame apology, and that's what it was lame, and she didn't mean a word of it, was just not appropriate. I think she should resign from Congress, frankly.
I don't think, is that the Senate? Yeah. Run, doggy man. Run, doggy man. So cute. How does a man become a millionaire? Hell is a construct. Okay. Hell is a real.
We are witnessing a total political system failure in America.
There, that's a jerk off.
If you're anything like me, you may find yourself constantly overwhelmed by everything that's wrong with politics. And when I say politics, I'm not talking about Democrats or Republicans. I'm talking about the flaws that exist in our political system, regardless of which party is in power. And I know it's hard to talk about Russian meddling in social media. Is it her? No. Those two were the least popular presidential candidates since they began keeping track of such things. Only 4% of Americans have a great deal of confidence in Congress now. Just 4%. America is no longer even considered a full democracy. We are witnessing a total political system failure in America, which is the complete opposite of what our nation's founders had in mind. So I'm going to show you 3 lines that show what's causing this failure, how we can fix it, and what you can do about it. So here's your first line. What I want you to do is take any issue you really care about and picture it on this line. This line comes from a Princeton University study that shows how public opinion influences the laws that Congress does or doesn't pass. They looked at 1,800 public opinion polls over a 20-year period, and we took their data and plotted it in this chart. See this horizontal line? That shows public support for a law amongst average Americans. This vertical line, that shows the likelihood of the public support leading to the passage of a law. When you plot it for the average American, you get a line that looks like this. There's your issue sitting on that line. If there is 0 support for a law, there's about a 30% chance that Congress is going to pass it. And if there is 100% support for something, the most popular thing ever, there's still a 30% chance that Congress is going to pass it. So the line is horizontal because no matter how much support there is among average Americans, there's still a 30% chance that Congress is going to pass that law. Princeton determined that the preferences of the average American appear to have only a minuscule, near zero, statistically non.
Holy shit. My legs are not working right. parties works. Well, that was Mom calling to wish a happy birthday, so that was really cool. Actually, putzed around a little bit before coming back on here. So this is I forgot where I was. Basically, I think I got to Colorado. I'm here in Guatemala. Just having these really awesome experiences. Again, I came back from Acapulco after attending the Anarchapulco Anarchist Conference, which again, lots of mixed feelings, but there was some really awesome presenters, lots of people like bringing up, there's a lot of things in our experiences that we have been lied to about, and it does have variance on what's going on. Also, again, the whole cryptocurrency for me, a lot of people think, this is the way to go. But again, once you lose your electricity or the internet, this internet thing is well beyond our control. And again, hopefully I'm mistaken about that, but I just don't see how cryptocurrency is going to save the world, so to speak. I believe barter skills is the way to go. And those with no skills, maybe that's why they want the cryptocurrency. And I'm not down on anybody. I'm just saying, why can we no longer do what we did not that distant past, Anyway, life is good. Life is good. Life is what you make it. And I choose to see the sunny side. Although I'm very well aware of all the dreck, all the horrible, inhumane treatment of people and animals is still relevant and still going on. There is a place in my heart that really feels that this is subsiding and that there is hope. And it's actually the young people on this trip that I've met with so much zeal for life and self insight. Like, what is my responsibility? Again, I say that we're all responsible for the state of the world, and a lot of us, that are like here to, let's say, save the world, but at least share our opinions and our perspectives on what's going on. We have a lot to do with the state of the world because we keep bringing this energy into it. So um, I've had this, I don't know, epiphany or whatever to like stay away, step back from the political aspects of what's going on, because again, it's a false narrative. It's a, you know, we live in a holographic universe, and meaning that as above, so below. You take the hologram, okay, and it's a flat, two-dimensional thing, two-dimensional aspect. You shine a laser through it, and then it shows you a 3D rendition. You take that flat, two-dimensional drawing, cut it up into 4 pieces, let's say. You don't get 4 separate views of the hologram. You get the entire hologram with like 1/4 less resolution. That's something to think about. And that's kind of what I've been putzing around with, this whole, not putzing. This is very much ingrained in my daily activities. I see things very differently. And a lot of you that know me know that. It's, you know, I know it can be a challenge. And again, I see the world slightly different now. No, not slightly different from even 3 years ago. I just watched a video I did on my last birthday in San Marcos. I see things differently, and I see how I create my experience by what I think, because, you know, natural law, first principle is mentalism. Nothing that we perceive has come by any other way but through thought. It's a very interesting concept. And then, of course, correspondence and rhythm and vibration, and there's 7 of them anyway. Don't commit too many things to memory that I can write down, because if I did that, I don't know, my head would freaking explode. Names. And I'm really sorry if I ever see you and I forget your name. Please don't take it personal, because it is not, oh my gosh. I used to feel bad about that, and I don't anymore, because what I realize is a lot of people don't remember names. And I think that has something to do with, you know, like recent past lives, that we may have known somebody as a different person, as a different name, and just to remember. Anyway, that's a whole nother story to go into. That like I said, I'm just here. I've really been wanting to come back on here and sharing things. I've had my other pages, YouTube channels taken down and content removed. And you know what? There's no reason for me to go into all the politics and stuff, you know, unless it's relevant to a specific principle, and how that principle is being manipulated in order to manipulate the people. It's just time to be like in the heart, from a place of love. Love thy neighbor as yourself. Every major religion has this in their doctrine. Love thy neighbor as thyself. There's 36,000 plus denominations of Christianity. Look the fuck around, people. Excuse my language. Sorry, I'll watch that as well. But there's no fucking Christians out there. If there were, we wouldn't be in this state. Because if you're following your doctrine, you love your neighbor, you forgive, you do all these things. But I'm not seeing a lot of that outside of the world. You know, I live in a very Christian-based village here. I have my reservations. I have my my opinions. That's all they are, opinions, like assholes. Everybody's got one, about the Catholic Church and the evangelistic churches here, and what they have, you know, done to the society here, which was, you know, mind descendant, very earthbound. Now, evangelistics will tell you, oh, you can't go to a Mayan fire ceremony. That's bad. That's of the devil. You know, again, another construct of the Church of Rome. You know, same with hell. It doesn't exist. Those are all made up. That's a cool way to control the masses, have them fearful of some bullshit. We can manipulate you. But hey, shit happens. It's not the end of the world, although it seems like it some days. We just need to hold strong and know that we are fractals. We are a reflection of Creator, and we have all the power within us. And this is one of the things that I would like to, through my experience, because I see it all the time, instant manifestations. Not always good either, because, I'm part of this world as well. So I have some, stinking thinking going on. And that happens. It shit happens. And I get to look at it, oh, how can that happen, Simone? You're such a great, positive creator. No, not all the time. Because just for an example, our experience, like here, 2 million bits of information a second are coming into our experience through our senses. However, we can only consciously decipher 40 of them. So there's, all these hundreds of thousands of bits of information that are being taken into our unconscious and our subconscious, and we're still acting upon them even though we're not conscious of it. Anyway, I'm gonna let this go now. I'm gonna be done here because I could just keep rambling, and that's not something I want to do here. I want to stay upbeat and positive. So thanks.